Hello guys, welcome back. This is the VJ Show, your number one online TV show. It's your favorite host, Director Victor, and today I want us to have a conversation, a very real conversation. It's something that has been overlooked for a very long time, and I think this is the right time to talk about it. It's about the BSN nurses. I find this very personal talking about it because I'm also a BSN. That's why when I talk about it, I talk about something I know, something I've gone through. So basically, it's the story of my life. We can't keep on failing to talk about these issues because it's taking us down. Being a BSN, many think it's a very easy thing. It's one of the toughest things you can ever go through. One, going through the training of a BSN, it goes for 4 years. You go for 4 years, pay a lot of fee. There are a lot of things you need to buy as a BSN. So it's not a walk in the park to be a BSN. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of finances, and also it takes a lot of emotional strength to go through a nursing school or med school to say. But today, that's not what's keeping us here. Today, I want us to talk about a very different thing, which is breach of nurses' rights. We can't fail to talk about this. One, I'm going to tell you about how the nurses' rights are being breached during the training and after training. I've told you I'm going to talk about what I've gone through. That's why I take this so personal. And I know there are thousands of nurses out there who are going through the same thing, but the platform to talk about this is lacking. They're also lacking the courage to come out and speak out for themselves. Every time nurses come out to speak out for themselves, they never speak loudly with much clarity about the BSN issues as they would talk about the other nursing issues. I know most of you wonder, who is a BSN? A BSN is a professional who has gone through 4-year training in a degree course, Bachelor's of Nursing degree. Myself, I graduated in 2019. So, I've gone through a lot this period between being a nursing student and now a qualified nurse. I call myself a qualified nurse because I've qualified. But there's nothing to smile about qualifying as a nurse in Kenya. There's totally nothing to smile about qualifying as a nurse in Kenya. We can't avoid talking about such things, guys. Nurses are going through mental torture. They can't feed themselves. They can't feed their families. They have been abandoned. They are talked bad about. No one is willing to check the other side of the coin. It's always nurses, 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 nurses. And we must put it clear. This conversation must be brought out clearly. And we tell them the ordeals nurses go through. One, for you to qualify as a nurse, you'll have been milked dry. I'm saying this without fear of contradiction. Some would think I'm making this video to gain myself fame or what. For you to qualify as a nurse, you'll have been milked dry. First, to train as a nurse, you must be registered with a body called the Nursing Council of Kenya. I know most of you have heard about the Nursing Council of Kenya. And for you to register with this body, you have to pay a whopping 10 Gs for you to become a member. 10 Gs, 10,000 Kenyan shillings. For you to be registered with the Nursing Council of Kenya. I don't have a problem with that. But what comes ahead is what I have a problem with. After paying 10 Gs, for me to do my licensure exam, Nursing Council will still ask for an extra 8,550 Kenyan shillings for me to do the exam. That's robbery. That's daylight robbery. And still that's not enough. For me to be posted as an intern, still I have to pay another amount of money so that I can be posted. Posted, which is part of my training. Now this begs me to wonder, the 10 G's that I paid, what is it used for? I pay 8,500 shillings for my licensure exam. 8,500 shillings. For an exam I did online. And to prove to you that this is pure robbery, for me to redo this exam, maybe I failed because of 1 or 2 reasons, I have to pay another 8,500 shillings per paper. Pure robbery. We have to stand up as BSN nurses. No one is fighting for us. We are alone. It's a one-man army. If we don't fight for ourselves, no one is going to talk about, no one is going to help us. No one is going to talk for us. No one is going to fight for us. After going through this, you've been milked dry by a council that doesn't care about a nurse. Then it comes to that point, you need now to be absorbed as an intern, which is a compulsory process, part of a nurse, any medic training. But still, it's all struggle. You have to struggle with these people. You have to struggle with them to post you. For which reason? Myself, I stayed out for 9 good months, struggling, calling the offices, sending messages for my right to be trained. Already I've been milked dry. I still have to suffer, go through all that mental torture. I've graduated, but I can't do anything. I can't work in any institution because I don't have a license. And what qualifies me to have this license is going through a nursing compulsory internship. By the time you're done with the nursing school and you're called a qualified nurse, as I am, you already gone through enough mental torture. Nurses are your brothers, are your sisters, are your mothers, are your fathers. And unless you are affected, you'll never understand what these people go through. They go through so much. They can't feed their families. And I'm talking specifically about the BSN nurses. After struggling to be posted, again it's another struggle for you to be paid the stipend that is it's compulsory that an intern nurse should be paid. I myself stayed for 4 good months pushing the Ministry of Health for me to be paid the stipend that is my right according to the Constitution to be paid as an intern. You might not understand, but just imagine the struggle. Now you are an intern, you have to work, you have to be at work on time, the nursing charges will harass you, you have to, there's a lot of work, maybe you don't have even lunch, you don't have fare to go to your house. Here you are harassed, you fail to go work for 1 day because you have not been paid, you're chased out of hospital, you extend your internship. Are we children of lesser gods? Are we even part of this country? What is going on in this country? We have to make noise and we'll make noise. Nurses have to be treated the way they deserve it. We have to be treated as professionals. Not like just some crooks that have been picked to come and take care of patients in the hospitals. And I'm asking Kenyans, would you want a nurse with a mental issue to come and take care of your sick people, your sick relative? And if you don't understand, for the nurses who worked, that when there was a surge in COVID-19, you are going through all this, little pay, we get sick, we are not treated, and you don't want us to make noise? What pay pains me most, that we talk, no one is listening. The other day, the newest law to graduate, they went out to Twitter to seek help because the officers were turning them down. Nothing was said about that. It trended for a day, too, and it went down. Now the young nurses are out there. They don't know what's next. They don't have a license. They can't train because they have not gone for their compulsory internship. Post BSN nurses as fast as you post medical doctors. These are professionals, for heaven's sake. Till when must we keep on suffering? Till when? You're done with the internship, but still more troubles for a BSN. My friends, it's all day in, day out struggle. You're done with the internship, but now the problem comes. There is no day. If you can prove me wrong, come, show me a government advert that wanted a BSN nurse. And these are qualified nurses with perfect skills, but they don't want to engage them. They don't want to engage the nurses. Whom do you want to engage the nurses for you? Why train a lot that you can't employ? Why train a group of people whom you can't engage professionally? Guys, I told you this is a very personal issue, and it hurts me to see what a BSN goes through. First, to qualify. Second, to be employed. They don't employ nurses. We want them to post BSNs as fast as they post medical doctors. We want BSNs also to be employed. This is a conversation that we must start being real with. And Kenyans, when they fail to find good health care, when they fail to find nurses who can take good care of their patients in the hospital, the burden again comes on the nurses. Nurses go through a lot. It's all struggle from training to working. They are paid peanuts. No one cares about them. Now there is a whole lot of fresh minds, bright minds. People are willing to work, but the government is not willing to engage them. Most of them are going outside country. Some go to Uganda, some go to Tanzania, some go to the UK, because at least they are treated as professionals. They're treated as nurses. In Kenya, for example, I know some of you might argue that I'm not a qualified nurse. Here is my valid practicing license. But I'm not using it because the government doesn't want to engage me. I'm doing other things. Kenya, please take this conversation seriously. Our nurses must be taken seriously. You must engage the new minds that are coming out. You can't keep on frustrating them because you know they're desperate. You call them for 15 Gs, for 20 Gs per month, with all that work, with all that exposure. No, it can't continue this way. We must have a real conversation. And I want to ask every BSN out there, whether you have a good job or not, we must stand up and fight for ourselves. This is a one-man army. If a BSN you want to fight for yourself, no one will fight for you. And to the government of Kenya, if you can't engage a nurse professionally, please stop training these nurses. Because why are you training them? Why are you training them in the first place? We have an organization called the Nursing Council of Kenya, with the leaders who don't fight for us at all. I even wonder why I belong to the Nursing Council of Kenya, because I don't feel their help anymore. Not even anymore. I've never felt their help. All they do is milk you dry. They ask for money after money after money after money. No jobs, poor pay. After that, by the end of the year, again you have to pay to renew your license. How do you feel? How do you think a nurse survives out here? I know maybe your child, your daughter is not a nurse, but you who are in those offices feel challenged. Nurses must be taken seriously now.